Hello, it's James with another Monday Meditations I call Student Driver. And I was driving the other day through a busy part of San Francisco, and I was stopped at a light, and the traffic was getting pretty snarled up because there was some kind of a delay up ahead, and people were starting to get a little pissy. They were starting to honk. One person tried to make a really aggressive move and got cut off and honked, and so then they pulled back in and honked, and it was getting really, really tense. And even I, meditation teacher, was starting to feel a little irritated. And then the car that was up in front that was causing all the blockage started to make this really, really halting, sort of staggering wide turn. And as they did, I saw the sign on the back that just said, Student Driver. And all of the irritation I was feeling just popped like a bubble. And if anything, I felt sorry for the poor kid. And of course, I missed the light, and as I was sitting there waiting for the next light to change, I thought, what if there were other signs that we came across? Like, hey, going through a bad breakup, or wife just diagnosed with cancer, or just lost my job, or having a really, really, really hard day today. Right? What if instead of assuming that the person causing whatever frustration we're experiencing in life, whether they're a cashier checking out or someone at work or someone online, what if instead of just assuming the worst about that person, what if we instead imagine that maybe they were just students of life, learning some of life's most difficult lessons, and we cut them a break, right? Rather than honk or shame or flame or unfriend or unfollow or whatever, what if we just, allowed ourselves to tell ourselves a different story? Now, I want to be really clear, it's a story, right? We have no idea if what we're coming up with in our mind to excuse or explain their behavior is true. But then we don't really know that the other story is true either, the negative one, the one that gets us all riled up, right? And I'll give you a really, really great example of what I'm talking about on a very big scale. I've been pretty open about the fact that I don't necessarily think America is going in the right direction with our current political leadership. And there's a lot of people that I know and love who truly, truly, truly hate the big bloated orange guy at the top. And admittedly, he's doing a lot of damage. And you could think that he is pure evil. Or you could choose to think that this is a really hurt kid. This is a kid who never had his father's love. This is a kid who never fit in, who never got accepted by New York society that he so desperately wanted to be a part of, who never really had love. And yeah, like an angry, cranky toddler, he's throwing a tantrum and causing some real damage in the world. Now, what I'm saying doesn't excuse the damage, but it does allow me to witness everything that's going on and actually feel some compassion for the poor guy. And when I do that, when I can open to a different, maybe imagined story, maybe I'm making it up, the difference isn't in what's happening in the world, but the difference is what's happening in me, right? Because when we tell ourselves a story that gets us all riled up, it really, unless we take action in a really uncomfortable, unpleasant way against whoever we're telling the story about, the person that's most affected is us, right? The people who are honking and, swearing and, flipping off the student driver in front of us, the other people who didn't make the light, right? I don't know if they even saw the sign, but I can guarantee you what was pouring through their nervous system, that caustic chemistry of anger and resentment, was very different than what was happening in mine. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today. Just this idea of what if there were other signs? And because there aren't those signs, we're the ones who have to create them in our own minds. All right, that's it for now. I'll see you next week. Bye.